yes, you know I am. And the bears hit harder than a battering ram, getting everybody out there to see. This ain't nothing here, oh hot damn. I can barely feel my body, but I still can't dance. There's no end to a party like the one we're at. So keep going till they tell us to leave. I feel free, so free, so free.
We're gonna go charge the mountain all day long and get these suckers. So next time maybe we'll have an elk next update.
I actually don't know what he's talking about, but whatever.
We'll see you back at camp.
Yeah, exactly. We're just waiting for it to stop raining so we can get back to camp. Been a bull in here recently. There's pools of water in this little creek bed still. And obviously a pretty sweet little meadow. Good morning. Haven't been doing much for updates. Hasn't really been a lot to talk about. It's Monday morning, the third morning. We have had minor interactions with elk each day, but nothing to speak of. First day we bumped one headed down by the wallows. We never saw it, but we were sure by the sound of it it was an elk. We've had some bugles. They've been pretty sparse. And then yesterday we had a cow and a calf come by the tree stand. Ralph got within like 30 yards of them. But we can't shoot a cow calf or branch antlered bull. We can only shoot spikes. I don't think he could have gotten a shot anyway, but not legal. And then we chased a bull yesterday that was bugling. Never did see it. It kept moving away from us. And now it's, like I said, Monday morning, our third morning. Ralph is up at the tree stand. I haven't heard from him, so assuming that means nothing too much going on yet. And I just made a loop kind of down here by the watering holes. I'm sitting above them right now. There's a bunch of fresh sign around. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a cow pee right there that's still wet from this morning. It's about 8:30. I'm gonna wait here. So they were here last night at the watering hole. There's 2 beds up behind me right here. One of those has urine in it that's still wet as well. So they were here last night. You can't ever seem to get to the right spot at the right time. But I'm gonna wait here. When I was making my loop this morning, pretty sure I heard elk down the ridge behind me. It's steep and nasty, but I'm pretty sure I heard elk down there. But of course the wind is wrong, it's blowing down, so I didn't want to go after them. So I'm gonna wait here. Ralph's supposed to be leaving the tree stand around 10, making his way down here. By the time he gets down here, the wind should be blowing up. And then we can decide, do we go down and see if we can find them, if they're bedded down there? I have no idea if they're even still there. Do we go down after them? Or do we go into another area where we have some trail cameras that we haven't been to yet? That's actually the area I'm most excited to get to. But same as any place else, who knows? It's got to be the right place at the right time, and that is pretty challenging in all of this, figuring out where they're at. Weather's been amazing, just like it is right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the last couple of days it almost couldn't be any better. A little bit hot during the day, but just about perfect. It's supposed to change today. We're supposed to start getting rain this evening, and then tomorrow's supposed to be heavy rain. And then it's supposed to clear up after that, so we'll see how it all plays out. But definitely enjoying it while we can. And hopefully I have something more exciting on the next update.
We all need rain, Lord, the sun sure stinks. Somebody's string will rattlesnake up. Good Lord, my whole world ran dry. The day that wicked old witch said about to put a curse on me.
sit. Probably around 6 o'clock. There's a wasp on my phone right now. Yeah, just crawled across it. Nothing yet. The wind is just swirling, so I've tried moving around. I'm sitting right now. Really just kind of waiting until I hear or see something and then move wherever I need to move. Ralph is down below me. So, fingers crossed again. All right, all right, Ralph. You want to recap the day? What happened?
Not really. I'll add comment. Color comment.
Okay. Well, you're still on camera, so.
Well, for me, I went to the tree stand this morning.
Yep.
Not much action there. In fact, nothing at all. Except I discovered I lost the nipple on my bladder, water bladder.
Yeah.
And put the harness, the tree harness on backwards the first time.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, so I had the...
So the strap was in front?
Yeah, I had the, right shoulder, right leg, left leg. But
yeah.
then when I got up there, it was like, and it wanted to fall forward, so it wasn't going to do me any good.
Yeah.
And especially if I was going to draw.
Yeah, you already got up there?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
So I had to climb down, redo it, go back up. But I did use the yellow rope for the backpack. Was much easier.
Was it? Yeah, a lot stronger.
Yep.
What did you tie it to? Did you tie it to anything?
No.
Oh.
I just went up with it. I put it over my shoulder just like the
Well,
bow.
we could tie it up to the tree stand.
Yeah. Well, I thought
Like the
about
other
it, but I
ones.
didn't know if I wanted to keep it up there like that because it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, but I think they don't see color anyway. I think they get used to it, so.
Yeah. So after all that inactivity, somewhere around 10:30, headed down to the water holes and met up with you.
Yep. And that's where I went, and I did a big loop down there. And unfortunately, one of the very first things I saw was a boot print right next to the pond. So there's hunters like basically hunting right on top of us, which is pretty frustrating. But I did, when I wrapped around on that ridge, I'm pretty sure I heard elk below me moving down that ridge, but the wind was going down, so I didn't want to go after them. So then I looped back around towards the water holes, and then that's where I found like 6 or 7 beds, and they still had wet urine in them. They were very fresh. They were from last night. Obviously at the water holes last night, this morning, and waited there until you showed up. And then we side-hilled across over to basically the man cave. Went really slow, took lots of breaks, ate lunch, because it was the middle of the day, so we wanted to get over there when it was a little bit closer to the evening. And plus we thought anything could come through wherever we were at. I mean, we could have seen or heard anything. So then once we got over there, you dropped down over the ridge close to where we saw the bull last year, and I stayed on top. And then what happened when you were down there?
When I was down there, not much to start, but then heard a bugle in the distance, quite a ways in the distance. Never really thought much about it, but I decided I'd let out a single call, cow call. And 4 or 5 minutes later, got a response from the bull, and it was closer. So I kept responding with one mew till it got real close. Then I started doing 2. Was gonna head down the hill to try and get closer, but just as I was about to do that, the last bugle was really close. And as it turns out, it was probably not long after that I could see him in the trees. All I could see is movement to start. And then I could hear him a little more now. And I caught a partial of him, his leg, the black on the leg, and then the tan. And then I couldn't pick him up again, but he was only about 40 yards away, between 40 and 50 at that point. And the next thing I know, I heard a thump, and I seen his butt, his nice tan butt taken off. So he probably caught my scent because I checked the wind right after that, and the wind checker went straight from me to where he was, pretty much that direction. And I bugled one more time, a ways off, and that was it.
And then we had one more come in and bark at us. That one came in silent. We didn't even know it was there. A little while late. It was a while after that other one, but and then it barked at us, and I called. And were you still calling then too, or had you stopped calling?
I called once after that, after I
Yeah.
heard the bark.
I was calling like crazy up above, so I don't know if he came into Ralph's calls for that other bull, or if he came into my calls, or if he was just coming into both. But anyway, he barked, and tried to continue to call to him. He barked like at least twice, if not 3 times, or it. I don't know, it might have been a cow, I don't know, but and then it just stopped. I'm sure it left. We never heard it leave. So it was encouraging that, you know, you got to see that cow and calf, or at least the calf, the other morning. And now you got to see this bull, and we know there was another one there because it was barking. So it's a little bit encouraging that way, but it's nothing like last year. And then I was starting to feel a little bit better about it, and I was starting to feel good about, like, it didn't start raining today. And then sure enough, we hit another boot track coming out of there, which that's like our kind of like, that's our secret place, you know. And so now there's people all over it. And it's weird because that camera that I had in there, it had great pictures the first time we went in. It had, you know, that big bull elk, the bear, the deer, the several cows, like great pictures. And this time it had zero pictures in the last 12 days. Well, actually like 14 days now. And that just seems really weird. But I don't know. So now I don't know what to think. I mean, it was good that we still, even if a hunter has been in there, you still were able to call in a bull. So, and just to be clear, like, we can't hunt bulls, we can't hunt cows, we can only hunt spikes. We can only shoot spikes. So, I mean, we're trying to use the bulls to locate where there's possibly elk, and maybe they'll have other elk with them, and, you know, maybe there'll be a spike hanging around, and maybe a spike will respond to, you know, our calls as well. So, but we can't shoot a bull even if we call it in. We're just hoping that maybe it'll help us find other elk. So now we're back at camp. It's the end of Monday, end of our 3rd day. 4 days left? 4 days left.
I guess, yeah. Well, really just 4.
Yeah.
Saturday's gonna be a lot of packing up.
Yeah. I mean, we might be able to get an hour or 2, like, at the tree stand or someplace like that, but then that's gonna pretty much be it.
Yep, because it takes a while to pack this thing up.
Yeah, it does. All right, well, our water's ready for some Mountain House, so it's time to eat.
Peace out.
We all need rain, Lord, the sunshine stinks. Somebody's string will rattlesnake up. Good Lord, my whole world ran dry. The day that wicked old witch said about you put a curse on me. One on a river, now my crops won't grow no more. I got a hollow heart.
You know, elk hunting's hard. So I just said, screw it. I need to be someplace by water on a beach. So I packed up and I headed out. I'm going to spend the rest of my time on a beach. All right, maybe not. thought we'd enjoy the day. Don't normally get weather like this. Just a little break between morning and evening hunts, and then we're back at it. It's Tuesday night. It's right around 4:45. We're just out on a ridge below the tree stand. Ralph's a couple hundred yards away from me. We're just gonna call and then adjust. So if we need to move, if we hear something, we see something, we're gonna move wherever we need to, but we're just gonna start off with some calling and see if anything responds, or if we can pinpoint where anything is. Nothing so far. Been here probably about an hour. We got here a little bit early just to get set up, so we didn't spook anything that might have started moving around, but just getting to the time where hopefully we'll start seeing something. This is what I'm looking down at. And this is what's back up behind me. That's all for now. All right, Ralph. Well, we've been hunting since 5. It's about 9 o'clock. We've done several thousand feet in elevation, several miles with packs on our backs, chasing elk. But we're not really all that tired yet, so thought this would be a good time to just do a quick podcast. So, are you down with that?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. All right. So I'd like to talk about your hunting strategies and where they came from and how you chose the ones you chose today. My favorite that I saw today was like when you tried to jump on the back of that elk. That was pretty creative. I've never seen that before. But a close runner up was when you chased the elk. How did you come up with those strategies, and how did you decide to use them today?
Well, I grew up in the woods just with our family, and we did whatever it took to take down an animal.
Got it. So it was survival.
Pretty much.
Got it.
Any way you have to do it, you get her done.
Hold that mic a little bit closer. I can't hear you all that well.
How's that, Charlie?
That's much better. Thanks.